The Raptors are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Fellas, back to you.
Lowry with it, up by 3. And he hits.
4-2. The assist from number 7, Kyle Lowry.
Hey, screen.
To Allen. To Simmons. Shot from the lane won't go. Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Trying to cash in. Lowry with a shot that's no good. Won't go down. Nothing going here on that drive. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Tobias Harris, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 81% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Joel Embiid snatching it out of the air.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Leads a bucket. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Harris tosses. Rebounds taken down by the Raptors. Lowry. To Gasol. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Simmons to Allen. OG Anunoby pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Ben Simmons sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Looking to take this all the way. Drive here, but the shot stays out. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. To Gasol. Lowry. 5 to shoot for Toronto. To Gasol. Count it.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
The assist from number 21.
Curling inside. Count the bucket for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Lowry into the front court. Leads 4. Driving right to the basket. Ben Simmons with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Pascal Siakam. Huge block.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Second one's good. Splits the pair. To Embiid. It was right there. Slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Oh, emphatic slam.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Lowry into the front court. His team up by 7. To Gasol, down low, and look out.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
To Simmons. Harris. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. And a rim rocker. Joel Embiid. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Lowry to Gasol. Has a look. Oh, you don't see that every day. The Spaniard knocks it down. Great footwork.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Tobias Harris. Fires the 3. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Lowry.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you. Me and you.
To Gasol. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Unable to connect on the free throw.
My ball. Trap.
Trying to take it all the way, but it's no good. Fred VanVleet down low Gasol. Able to convert inside.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
To Simmons. That pass taken away by Toronto. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Hold on.
To Tobias Harris. Here's a chance from long range. Not going down here. The big guy, Greg Monroe. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Simmons, short jumper, won't go down. Toronto with the basketball.
Here we go.
Fred VanVleet, now pass, stolen by the Sixers. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. to Gasol. Scores from the post.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Joel Embiid. The Raptors able to clear the board. Powell to Gasol. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Monroe. To Simmons.
To number 33, Marc Gasol.
Joel Embiid has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. Misses the first. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. Fred VanVleet. The drive right to the basket. Powell to Gasol. Has a chance. Gasol shot off the mark. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Gasol.
That's short.
Can't miss those.
After a miss like that, you at least have to rub your hands on your shorts, at least make it seem like the ball slipped.
He engulfed him that time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Fred VanVleet to Gasol. Greg Monroe rejects it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, and a putback slam. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. The Raptors enjoying a sizable lead. It's been a compelling game so far.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Subbing in for the Toronto Raptors, number 21.
Marc Gasol with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
To VanVleet. Nice pass to set things up.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Marc Gasol sends it away. 4th this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Rocking the rim. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
They work it down to Gasol and finishes strong. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither.
All right.
Fred VanVleet to Gasol. And a nice finish at the rim.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Nothing going here on that drive to Chris Dunn. To Embiid. And the basket good at the rim.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Philadelphia with the basketball. The rebound comes down to Toronto. Fred VanVleet. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Done. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Here comes the screen. To Gasol. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Runner here won't go. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Ah, the monster stuff.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Come on, that's money.
Trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Fred VanVleet. The screen sets him up for two.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Driving right to the basket. Beyond the arc for three. It's good for three.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Fred VanVleet to Gasol. Short jumper won't fall. A lot of contact, no whistle. It's the Raptors with the victory as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors won this game after a close finish. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. Here Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Toronto Raptors. The 76ers lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And while they didn't win the game, they could have won a dunk contest. They put down plenty of slams in this matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
Good evening from South Philadelphia. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, no question, there's one direction this Sixers team is going. It's taken a lot of trust and no question, a lot of patience.
Ed, I hear what you're saying, and the Sixers are on the up and up.
The opening tip won by the Sixers, and we're underway here in Philadelphia. Simmons won't go down. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. He'll run the offense. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Simmons with it. Looking to make something happen.
Screen right, screen right, screen right.
Curling inside. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
And this will be out of bounds, off of Embiid. Taken by the Sixers. To Simmons. Nice pass to set things up.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. Joel Embiid rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Number 2 to the line, shooting 2.
First try, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first. To Jaylen Brown. Here comes the screen. Hayward to Horford. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Oh, Ben Simmons. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Hayward. Going to launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. Nothing going here on that drive. Doesn't get the bounce. Shot off iron, no good. To Allen. Harris. To Simmons. Shot clock winding down. Deep 2 there, won't go. Rozier with it. Down 5. Hayward. Tatum. And it's Harris who's able to clear the rebound. Turns and slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Celtics have it to Rozier. Hayward. to Jaylen Brown. Boston with 4 to shoot. For 3. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good. Over to the right side to Simmons. Grayson Allen powers it through. This is already getting out of hand.
Coaching strategy 101. You probably want to utilize a timeout to disrupt the pace of this other team. This game is starting to get out of hand quick and early.
Time for some new personnel into the game.
Claim your prize at the customer service desk located near section 104.
To Thomas. From the painted area, won't go down.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Oh, he had him there for a second. Layup goes down. Well done.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Simmons. The pass set it all up.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Here's Simmons with it up top. The advantage is 13 points. Celtics have it. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up. Gordon Hayward at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 82%. And hits the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Embiid. Grayson Allen. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's Hayward who grabs the rebound. To Rozier. To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. Gets a shot up off the mark. To Tobias Harris. No good, but 2 shots coming up for Joel Embiid.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
And he connects on the first free throw.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Substitutions, Boston.
And he makes them both.
Go time. It's go time.
Substitutions.
From the start, let's do it.
Into the game for the Celtics. Number
That's out.
From the start, let's do it.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Entering the game for the Boston Celtics. Number 51.
To Brunson. Here comes the screen. The drive. Right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Timeout Boston as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Rozier. Rebound cleared by Philly. Big finish at the rim. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
To Thomas. Here comes the screen. Thomas buries the three.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Sixers have the basketball.
I got ball. I got some for him. Hey, you got the screen right.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Shot by Thomas misses. Shot from the lane won't go. Rozier into the front court. Down a bundle. That's no good. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Make that.
To Thomas. Here's a chance from long range. Misfires. It's no good. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Celtics. So possession stays with Philadelphia. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Lets it fly from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Here comes the screen. To Brunson. Runner here won't go down.
Defense. Let's
To
go.
Rozier. Hayward to Rozier. Driving right to the basket. He wants it at the rim and scores.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Got him. I got him. Here we go.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The 76ers absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Celtics did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Steals.
The Boston Celtics are trailing so far, and that's mostly due to sloppy ball handling. The ball security needs to improve if they want to stay competitive in this matchup. Ball control was at its worst in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. His guys down big. To Hayward. Fires the three, and Gordon Hayward, zero hesitation as he knocks it down for three.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
The drive, right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Gordon Hayward at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Philadelphia with the basketball. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. To Horford. Oh, with the foul, and a chance coming up at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Al Horford. He's got two shots coming. Shoots it at 75% for his career. First free throw is good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Short jumper won't fall. It was right there. Rozier with it. The deficit now up to 13. Short jumper won't go down. Another shot stays out. Nothing going here on that drive. Horford. Whoa! What a finish! Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Simmons. From long range. That won't go. The follow won't go either. Brown with it up top. His guys down 11. To Hayward. Curling inside. Missed a wide open look. Has a chance. It's Tatum with the rebound. Rozier into the front court. Down 11. Hayward. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. There it is, Al Horford. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game, and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Sixers control it. Hayward. Joel Embiid with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Jason Tatum. Huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Rozier. To Hayward. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Ed, I miss this feeling so much. It's so special when the game becomes so slow and so easy that it takes you back to a younger version of yourself when you're just out there at the park doing those same moves for fun.
Simmons. Oh, had him going there for a second. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Rozier. That's rebounded by Philadelphia. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. To Hayward. Trying to cash in. Gordon Hayward. That's how it's done. 4 out of 10.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Al Horford with a piece.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Good look that time, but off the mark. Embiid. And finishes strong. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Brown into the front court. His guys down by 9. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Baseline drive. Gordon Hayward sends it away. Out of bounds the call off Gordon Hayward. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Subbing in for Boston, number 15.
To Chris Dunn. Fires the 3. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. 9-point margin. Oh, big finish at the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
To Tobias Harris. It's the Celtics with the rebound. Rozier with it. The margin standing now at 7. Has a look. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. To Chris Dunn. Driving right to the basket. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Gets a look. Can't hit. Sixers have the basketball. Second effort. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Thomas into the front court. His team down 9. To Hayward. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Time to shuffle things up.
Stepping in for the Philadelphia 76ers, number 14.
What's that cutter? What's that cutter? What's the cut? What's the cut?
Hayward.
Substitutions, Boston. Substitutions, Philadelphia.
Jonah Bolden able to recover with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Chris Dunn. Five on the shot clock for Philadelphia.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Boston with the basketball. Add 2 points to the board.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
I got him.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Rozier into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. 4-3. Missed it. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The 76ers have the lead. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Philadelphia with the basketball.
Free pizza.
Done.
Substitutions, Boston. Substitutions, Philadelphia.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Down 5. Hayward with a shot, no good.
Here we go. I got him.
To Simmons. Five to shoot. Simmons knocks it down.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Hayward. Probing the defense. Oh, they call him for the foul.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
To Hayward. Has a chance. Shot by Hayward, no good. To Simmons. Beyond the arc for 3. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Right down Broadway, 4-2.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Simmons. A pass taken away by the Celtics.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Big stuff and a lot of traffic on the way to the rim.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
To Allen. Here comes the screen. Grayson Allen. To Simmons. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Simmons. Can't miss those.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
And a pass stolen by Boston.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Celtics have it. To Hayward. Baseline drive. Down the lane. The shot won't fall.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Simmons with it. Leads 4. To Allen. For 3.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one goes down. Second and 3, got it. Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Celtics have it. To Hayward. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
In the front court comes Simmons. Up 5. Great feed. Here comes the screen. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
I mean, if you have athletic ability like that guy offensively, as soon as you beat your man, if you don't beat him off the ground for the jump, you have no chance.
That's a turnover. It goes the other way. And finishes strong.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Hayward. Throws it down.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Here we go.
To Simmons. assist.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA Awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Hayward to Rozier. To Hayward, trying to cash in. Slams it home on the putback.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboard. Looks like the message is really getting through.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play. The lead grows to 12. Boston with the basketball. To Horford. Probing the defense. Takes stock of the floor. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good. To Simmons. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Runner's good there.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Right.
To Horford. Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see...
Knocked away. It's getting dangerous down there.
And I hated getting my shot blocked like that, but I did like getting the ball right back.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. That's out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Simmons. Down low to Monroe. And count the basket inside.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with this steal.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Simmons. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. Count the basket at the rim.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with the easy lay right there.
Knocked loose. Celtics have it. Goes to the right side. To Thomas. To Simmons. Nothing going here on that drive. Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Another follow, still no good. Ball's controlled by Boston. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Embiid. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Joel Embiid, couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 75% so far tonight. First one is counted. And gets both to drop at the line. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. The Sixers are victorious as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers edged out a close victory in today's game. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. The Celtics just couldn't close this one out. They shot exceptionally well from beyond the arc, but even that long-range efficiency wasn't enough for them to get the win. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Field goals.
This was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in this game. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.